Hey, thanks for clicking through to learn more about the Sales Whisperer and my ABCDE selling system. People always ask, what is my specialty? Do I have a niche? And I've always said that my specialty is helping humans learn how to sell to other humans. Okay, and really no niche. I've literally traveled the world, being in the Air Force and then in technology sales. I've been to conferences and meetings everywhere from Copenhagen and Denmark to Malaga, Spain. I've served in the Air Force in the Middle East and Korea. I've been to Thailand, and I've sold in Hawaii. I've got clients in multiple continents, dozens of countries. I've sold technology, I've sold real estate, I've sold retail. What I'll cover here with you, I've developed over the years, and I've just learned that it applies in business to business, business to consumer, business to government. So whatever B to whatever you want to bring up, this works, because at the end of the day, you're a human being and you're selling to human beings. All right. Now, the ABCDE system, kind of like Tom Hanks and Forrest Gump, I'm a simple man. So it really is, it boils down to this. The A stands for attract. Okay. The B stands for bond. The C stands for close. Okay. Or cash, whatever makes you feel better. But then you must deliver. Okay. And then you must endear. Now, I'm going to go through each one of these in multiple steps, and I'm keeping this simple. I'm going to create it as we go, so you know that it's not a bunch of hype. I really do live this, and once you internalize this, it's going to change the way that you do business. Okay, but at the end of the day, you must attract people to your website. Okay, they've got to know that you exist. They've got to visit. Now, this could also be coming into your place of business. Maybe you have a retail shop, maybe you have a restaurant. Okay, but not only must you attract visitors, okay, and you must attract, call-ins, right, inquiries, whatever you want to call it. You must also attract conversions, okay? People must tell you who they are. So you don't get paid to have window shoppers. Right, you don't get paid to have people inquire about your sale. You only get paid once you know who these people are. Okay, so you've got to get them to opt in somehow. Okay, so you can then stay in touch. Now that's where the B of this comes in. So now you can bond with them. Now you need to do this through multimedia, and you need to do this in multi-step. So what I mean by this here, let me move that little box around. Multimedia, multi-step. So your multimedia could be everything from an email address, but it's also maybe their cell phone. So you can send SMS, text messages to them. Obviously, you want to get their physical address. What else could you get? Those are the biggies. Maybe work number, maybe home, work. You know what? Fax can still work, believe it or not. And it works because nobody's using it. But it's an idea. At the end of the day, though, you want to and you need to do more than just get their email. Because it's easy to opt out. People get overwhelmed. The other thing you could do, maybe social media. Maybe you get them to follow you on Twitter, join your Facebook page, different ways that you can engage with these people because you're trying to build this relationship. Okay, and the concept behind multi-step here is, I've been at Google's offices. I was there just a few months ago out of their Venice location, and they gave a presentation that people visit 8.7 sources before they make a buying decision. Now, they find your website, maybe they come into your place of work, you get them to opt in, you mail them a coupon, you ask them how their visit was, you assign a task to somebody to give them a call. All of those are touches. All of those are areas, they're points that you can help educate and build a connection with that prospect. Okay, so it's not enough just to say hello. It's not enough just to send one email. You have to figure out a process, okay, for multimedia, multi-step. Now, you'll notice the C here, the C comes right in the middle, okay? We're up here. That's the third step out of 5 of the entire process, because it's not enough just to get the money. All right, we're going to talk about deliver and endear. But when it comes to getting the order, okay, once the sale is made, stop talking. Too many people are uncomfortable with money. And I get into that in my 7 deadly sins of selling. That's a whole nother presentation. But once the sale is made, stop talking. But you need to realize, though, the next thing you need to do, and it ties into this multi-step up here, okay, is not only with the bonding before they become a client, but the bonding after. You need to have what we call in the industry a stick process. And what that means is you're doing something to make the customer stick around. Okay, your goal is to remove buyer's remorse. Okay, so it's not enough to be a smooth talker. It's not enough to try to close them and shut them down. You have to make sure that your new client uses what you've sold them. You see this all the time in conferences. People will buy books, they'll buy CDs, they'll buy expensive membership programs, and never engage, never jump in, never internalize the content, and so now they're not a raving fan. Okay, so that's where this deliver comes in. Grab my little D there, deliver, and really you're delivering a wow experience. Okay, you've got to go over and above, because think about it. If you have a $100 widget and you sell it for $100 and it delivers $100 worth of value, it's just blah. Right? It's lukewarm. What do we read about in the Bible? I spit you out, right, when you're lukewarm. So at this point, all you have is a non-irritated customer, right? And in a commoditized world where you can search for anything on Amazon from your smartphone and find it 5 cents cheaper, this is not how you grow. If all you're doing is delivering a $100 widget at $100 for $100 value, it's a race to the bottom. What you have to figure out how to do is sell this $100 widget. Okay, maybe for $100, that's fine, but it needs to be $150 or a $200 or who knows, $1,000 value. So what can you do in the mind of the prospect to create this type of value? That's what you need to figure out. That's why this is multi-step, okay? Maybe it's a phone call afterwards. Maybe it's a survey. Maybe it's a surprise bonus that you include, the old baker's dozen, right? You go and buy 12 and they give you 13. Little things like that are how you deliver a wow experience. And once you do that, now you will endear them to you, okay? This is when you earn the right to ask for referrals and testimonials. But this does not happen accidentally, okay? This happens because you have a process. This happens because you have thought this through. You've thought through the bonding both before and after the sale, and everything is a process. That is the biggest thing that separates the amateurs from the professionals, okay? Amateurs are winging it. Professionals have a process here. Let me pull this up. I'll come back to this here in just a second. And I have what I've called my process before login. You see there on the right, looking like our little Pabst Blue Ribbon. You need to think through your process before you buy any type of software, before you do anything crazy thinking that some new CRM or some new social media tool is going to solve all of your pains. Okay, if you have bad processes, if you have no processes, then having software will merely accelerate how quickly you go out of business. It'll accelerate how far and wide you let the world know that you're just winging it. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like, and I'll zoom in so it kind of make a little more sense, so it's not too overwhelming. You can also get this as a PDF. At the end, I'll show you how to do that. Again, multimedia. So what you're doing here, let me zoom in. You need to think through a process. All right, and right here, this example, a sales training course that I teach a couple times a year called The Art of the Close, theartoftheclose.guru. But you need to think through every single little step. And you see here, I'm going to send an email to my list to attend a webinar where I'm promoting the launch of an event. So this was The Art of the Close. What is in it for them? Learn how to sell better this month. Okay, it's a 7-week training program, and so people very quickly learn how to sell better. What is the effect? So we have a cause, what's in it for them, and the effect. I want them to open the email. Now this may sound kind of mundane, it may sound too finite of a point, but it's not. If the mail does not get delivered, if it does not have a good headline, then it won't even get opened. So again, we're following the ideal route. We go from 1 to 2. They open the email that I sent. What's in it for them? It's the same. Learn to sell better. What is the effect? I want them to click on the link to register. Now, somebody can click but not register. And we'll get into that on the alternatives in just a second. But again, we're going through the ideal route up here, okay? So they click to register. They arrive at the landing page. The landing page looks good. Still, I'm confirming, reaffirming what's in it for them. What is the effect? They register. They go here now. We redirect them to an upsell page, okay? Again, what's in it for them? Save money, take faster action, okay? Because they jump in. What is the effect that they buy? If they buy upsell number 1, hey, give them a second upsell. Okay, so basically if they bought the silver, then offer them gold. They bought gold, offer them platinum until they say no. Okay, so like it says here, you'll know they're done buying when they stop buying. But as long as they're buying, keep offering them things to buy at a higher price. It sounds simple, but to execute this is a lot harder than you think, and it's probably why you're here. Okay, but this is what I help people do. Now, again, on the ideal route, so they bought, well, they've already confirmed, and then we're upselling them, but we need to deliver their confirmation email, okay, and then a reminder sequence to attend. It's not enough just to register, because how many things do you register for and you don't attend? Okay, the same, what's in it for them, what is the effect? They attend the webinar, and hey, in an ideal world, they share it. Okay, so we're going through this here continuously. We're sending a series of reminders, a week before, 3 days before, day before, morning of the event, maybe even an hour before the event. If you've gotten their text messaging or their cell phone number, then you can send an email, you can send a text, maybe send a postcard. Okay, a bunch of things to make sure that they show up. Okay, you cannot take it for granted. Everybody's busy, everybody's overwhelmed, everybody's tired and distracted. You really have to think through this process. Now, this applies for anything, okay? For a trade show. This could be for a Mother's Day sale, 4th of July sale, rolling out a new feature in your business, whatever. Okay, this applies to all of it. Now, let's look at a couple of alternatives. Okay, what happens if they don't open the first email? What happens if they open but don't click? What happens if they click but don't register? You need to have some type of a delay in here. Okay, 15 minutes, 1 day, whatever is appropriate. And so, again, the same type of cost. Send a reminder. Okay, what's in it for them? It's always the same through this one messaging because you're trying to get them to open, read, click, and then register, and then attend. Okay, now, you don't have to get too crazy on the content creation. Small changes, okay, like I say, are pro tip. Change the subject and the content slightly. Okay, hey, it's me again. Hey, looks like your registration didn't come through. Here's the link again. If they're not opening and clicking, then they're probably not reading. So you don't have to change things up too dramatically. But if you have software that can tell you that they're opening but not clicking, or they're clicking but not registering, then you probably need to change the messaging up a bit, because something's not resonating. Something is not compelling them for whatever reason. Okay, so moving through here, what happens if they register but they don't attend? Same thing. Maybe you wait an hour after the webinar. Hey, here's what you missed. Okay, and again, tweak the messaging a little bit. Maybe you've got a replay they can go to. Maybe you're extending the promotional offer from that event to everyone that registered. Okay, like I said here, it's good for 24 hours, it's good for 72 hours, what have you. Okay, and then finally, what happens if they attend but don't buy? Same type of situation. You're really trying to engage them. Okay, you're throwing out different offers. You're throwing out different, really, bait. Okay, it's like going deep sea fishing. You found the fish, but they're not biting. So change the offer, change the lure. Because do you care if they bite on the big lure or the little lure? Worms or crickets? Nope. As long as they bite. Okay, and most people don't think this through. Most people start right up here. They send an email blast, hey, attend the webinar, and that's where they end it. Okay. Now I have this as a blank here. If you want this, let me show you how to get it. All right, I'm a product of the product. If you text the word sales to 96,000, okay, so it just looks like this. Pull out your phone. The number is 96,000. Text the word sales. You're going to get this message with a link. You can register, and it'll be sent to you. Okay? So text the word sales to 96,000. That little planning document is yours. But one final point that is, they say save the best for last, and this probably is. You need to make sure that all of your efforts, everything you do from a marketing perspective, Twitter, okay, obviously Facebook is big. I do a lot with YouTube. You may be watching this on YouTube. Whatever you do, Instagram, I'm seeing people have some success with it. I'm working with a client right now. We're putting a billboard up, okay, for a chiropractic business. Whatever you do, you're driving site back to your website, and you're driving traffic back to your website. This is the only thing that you own. You do not own Twitter. They can and will and have changed the rules, and they'll continue to change the rules. I know more than a few people that have basically gone out of business, or at a minimum, they've suffered tremendous declines in revenue because they were counting on their Facebook page to drive all their business, and Facebook changed the rules, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Now you got to pay to play. Well, hello? Of course you do. Your site is the only thing that you own. Right? Even this billboard you're renting. If you're doing anything you're doing, obviously pay-per-click, you're sending them to some type of landing page or website. But make sure that you are focused on what does it take to get people to a site to opt in. Now, I say site, you know what? I could also put here, /phone. I could put, come into your place of business. Oop, drag that out. But you get the point. Where's my little text there? Oh, well. You don't want to see me formatting. Your site, your phone number, come into your place of business. That's what you own. Okay, those are assets that you own forever, whereas up here, you are merely leasing places like this. Okay, so that is fundamental. So everything you're doing, when you're creating your system here and you're driving traffic, everything happens on your website. And then when they are opting in, like I showed on this one, when you opt in, you go into a database where you own that name, where you own that data. Okay? So if you can start thinking in a process, okay, if you can start thinking through this ABCDE. Then you're going to be mastering the Sales Whisperer ABCD selling system, and then you can literally sell anything in any industry by simply following a process like this. Okay, so look, thanks for watching. If you have any additional questions, please click around, visit my Contact Us page at thesaleswhisperer.com. As you see there, you can find my phone number, which comes straight to me. You can find my email address. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Facebook, whatever. I'm active on social media. You can reach out. I do as much as I can through videos like this and through social media. It's just easier to share content and information and tips and advice one to many, because it's just, as my business has grown, I just do not have the time to spend one-on-one with everybody. But get this document. Spend some time mapping it out on your own. If you get stuck and you need some help, feel free to reach out. And if you found any benefit from this video, please share the love, right? Getting back to E, the endearing. If I've given value, now obviously you didn't spend anything for this. So did you get $100 out of this? Did you get $1,000 worth of value out of this? If you did, hey, send a referral. Give me a little testimonial on YouTube, on my website, on social media. Pay it forward, right? And the funny thing is, when you do this for others, you're much more likely and much more effective to ask the same of others for your own business. The old saying, givers gain, right? Golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. So I'm doing that here, trying to give first, then hoping it'll all come back. And I know that it will, because this is how I've built my business since 2006, is by leading with giving. So again, thanks for watching. Be sure to share, and I will see you online.